Kentucky releasing its non-conference basketball schedule in social media throughout the day. Big Blue Madness and Blue White Game in October will both be on the SEC network. The exhibitions are against Clarion and Asbury, and then 3 games in 5 days to open the regular season. November 11, Stephen F. Austin. Canisius comes into Rupp Arena on the 13th. That is the first game of the Bluegrass Showcase. And then the Cats go up to Madison Square Garden, Champions Classic against Michigan State. A busy November rolls on with 3 straight at Rupp. Duquesne on November 20, Cleveland State on the 23rd, UT Martin on November 25th. November ending in the Bahamas against Arizona State. Into December, it's UCLA and Rupp Arena on the 3rd, followed by Valparaiso and Rupp, Hofstra at the Barclays Center up in Brooklyn. North Carolina, December 17, Louisville in the KFC Yum Center, December 21st. That's on a Wednesday night. And the Kansas Jayhawks coming into Rupp Arena on January 28th. There's the schedule. Former Wildcat Jacob Tamme and his wife Allison hosting their annual Swings for Soldiers Classic today at the University Club. This is the 7th year for the tournament. The proceeds build homes for seriously wounded veterans. This year's honoree, Marine Corporal Kevin Blanchard, who lost his left leg in Iraq in 2005.
I spent 13 months in the hospital recovering and 32 surgeries, and I got a prosthetic leg, and so it's ongoing recovery. But I have a great support system.
It's something that that we're really proud to be involved with, and more importantly than that, when you talk to the veterans, they've all had great experiences and love their houses, and it's making a big difference for them.
4 burgers
and more than 200 taking part for golf at the day's Swings for Soldiers tournament, along with several former UK players turning out to support Jacob Tamme. Tim Couch, Jeremy Jarman, Trevard Lindley, and Ricky Lumpkin were all there.
Just to have a chance to come out here and be a part of this event. I'm a military brat. Both of my parents served in the Army, so an event like this, it definitely means a lot to me, and it's awesome to see Jacob expanding this. I hear it just continues to get better and better.
Jacob, he's such a good person, and he does a good job giving back to the community and helping soldiers and doing what he does with this tournament. So we're all glad to come out and do our part and chip in and help in any way we can.
And UK Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart was there playing. We talked to him about his new contract. We'll have that in the next half hour. Stay with us. We're right back after the break.
On this campus, we will not stay silent.
Dozens of people joining together in solidarity on UK's campus, how they want to make sure everyone feels like they belong.
Firefighters in Anderson County say this home is a total loss.
When we first arrived, the building was completely involved.
But it's what they found near the home that has them concerned.
And a Southern Kentucky business owner remembers a couple killed in a tragic boating accident in Georgia. How they want to honor that couple coming up.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. He wants everyone to feel safe on campus. Tonight, University of Kentucky's president addressed dozens of students at a unity event on campus.
The event comes after several shootings involving police and civilians across the U.S. President Eli Capilouto says the university is making changes in light of the shootings. Our Monique Blair is live at UK with our top story. And Monique, what's the university doing to try and unite everyone?
Well, Amber and Sam, this forum was scheduled after a student contacted school leaders saying she was in pain and in fear after recent violent attacks have happened in our country. Now, amongst many changes, President Eli Capilouto says the school will encourage and support research activities that involve bias and social justice.
We as an institution have an obligation to respond when our students are calling out and crying out for help.
UK President Eli Capilouto spoke, explaining several steps the school has taken towards racial justice, such as putting more money to underrepresented populations on campus, and also by exploring the possibility of adding more course offerings on race and ethnicity.
We must not stay silent in the faces of instances when members of our community, this community, are threatened by hateful, ignorant, cruel, and racist names.
The ultimate goal of this forum was to make sure every student and faculty member feels and believes they belong here at the University of Kentucky.
Whether you're Black, Muslim, LGBTQ, from Eastern Kentucky, no matter who you are or how you are, you will find a space here where you belong.
Now, President Capelouto said this forum was the beginning of what will ultimately be many conversations on the topics of healing, racial justice, and solidarity. Reporting live in Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Monique, thank you. More than 100 people of different races and ethnicities attended the forum. It was sponsored by the VIP Center, Center for Graduate and Professional Diversity, and the MLK Center. Police departments across the Commonwealth are feeling the support after these recent shootings. In Winchester, the chief tells us the First Presbyterian Church stopped by and dropped off a prayer blanket for his officers. The chief says the church joins a list of others who have reached out to them.
We didn't ask them to do this, and they didn't tell us they were doing it. They just, it was prayers for the department for our safety.
Chief Palmer also tells us he is concerned how all this national spotlight will affect recruitment efforts within the police department. We'll have more examples of support for our police officers coming up on WKYT News at 6. And for the very latest on the Baton Rouge shooting, you can track the latest developments right now on WKYT.com.
They were originally called to the home for a fire, but tonight we're learning that when Anderson County firefighters showed up, they found something even more concerning. The fire started about midnight last night on Seabridge Road near Lawrenceburg. No one was home. As Mike Linden shows us, the property wasn't empty.
Just after midnight early Monday morning, a driver on the Bluegrass Parkway called the Anderson County Fire Department to alert them to a nearby fire.
When we first arrived, the building was completely involved.
It took 3 hours for firefighters to put out the fire. The single-family home on Seabridge Road is home to a woman and her 5 children.
Firefighters say the owner of the house wasn't home at the time of the fire and hasn't even been home to see what's left of it. But they do say they found something tied up outside the house that had them concerned moving forward.
There were some dogs left without food or water. That one was very emaciated.
Animal control officers say the dogs had been left outside since the fire began close to midnight.
I wouldn't like to go 11 hours without food or water, and plus out in this heat, that's not good for the animals.
Childer says there were bowls close to the dogs, but most had been flipped over or were empty. He says until the owner reaches out to animal control, the dogs will remain in quarantine.
We don't like to see dogs like this. This is our job, to keep the animals, well-being. There's so many strays out here. We want to keep the ones that are people's pets. We want to keep them healthy. We want to keep them having a good life. We want the dogs to, feel like they're loved.
In Anderson County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Anderson County Fire Department leaders say there were no signs of any foul play.
A man accused of shooting and killing a woman in southern Kentucky is expected to make his first court appearance this week. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Taylor County. Campbellsville police say 36-year-old Rocky Ashby shot and killed 27-year-old Tara Simpson Lammer at a home Saturday morning. He was arrested Saturday night in Shelby County. Today, Ashby was transported to the Taylor County Detention Center. We're told he will likely be arraigned on Wednesday. And in Clark County, a man charged with manslaughter has agreed to a plea deal. Demetrius Morton has pled guilty to a lesser charge of reckless homicide. Investigators say Morton punched David Bailey in July of 2013 after Bailey began talking to a couple of young girls. Morton was originally charged with assault, but it was upgraded to manslaughter when Bailey died a couple of days later. Neighbors claim Morton was trying to protect the girls. Morton will be sentenced on September 8th.
It's a weekly pattern we've been stuck in all summer, and we're tracking storms moving in for our work week. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast.
Scattered, the name of the weather game again today. Had some boomers this morning, got 1 or 2 trying to pop out there this evening, and then we'll watch some stuff later tonight. How about 4 of our live sky cams showing mix of sun and clouds, low 80s, central Kentucky, Lexington sky cam here at the station now with just a hint of some blue showing up, a little more blue into London. How about that sky into Jackson, sun and some clouds. Everybody A little cooler than normal with those afternoon thermometer readings. We'll take that and run with it. Healthy line of thunderstorms diminishing. It is now a shell of its former self. A sprinkle or two a possibility this evening into central Kentucky, at least with this round. Then we'll watch that northwestern sky to see what goes on around Indianapolis, Columbus, back over toward the St. Louis area. Any thunderstorm action that develops to our north and northwest will slide its way on toward the southeast as we get that cold front to dive in across not only Kentucky, most of the Ohio Valley. That is a Tuesday cold front that will bring, you guessed it, a little more scattered stuff around for the day tomorrow. We'll focus on that and then how the pattern turns a little steamy and stormy. 7-day forecast is active in a few minutes.
A day at the lake turned deadly this past weekend for two Kentucky couples. Anthony and Tammy Reese from Adair County were at a Georgia lake for a charity poker run with two friends from Bullitt County.
But somehow on Friday their boat flipped. The bodies of all four were found this weekend and are being returned to Kentucky. New at 5:30, Victor Puente talked to a man who owns a business next to the Reese's car lot in Columbia.
Anthony and Tammy Reese were killed in a boating accident last Friday. Their family says they're too upset to talk about the loss. Their friends say their bodies are coming home today. The Campbellsville couple was boating in Georgia as part of a poker run. They were joined by another couple from Mount Washington, Arthur and Melissa McMahon. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources said they died after their boat overturned on Lake Lanier. Friends of the Reeses say their deaths have hit the county hard.
You know, just never could believe it. Something happened to Anthony and Tammy, you know, especially at the same time, you know. But they's always together, you know, four-wheeling and whatever, they's always together.
The bodies of all four people were recovered by a dive team. Anthony Reese owned this car lot, and his family has gathered here today, waiting for their bodies to come home.
They're just great people, you know, if you needed anything, any time of night, he would be there. You know, just really, really good people.
Hancock says friends of the family have planned to escort their bodies through town to the funeral home on ATVs in honor of Anthony's love for the outdoors. In Adair County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The Georgia DNR law enforcement rangers are investigating the cause of that crash.
A traffic alert to pass along to you to drivers in southeastern Kentucky tonight. Crews have closed a lane of Highway 15 near the Knott-Letcher County line because of a recent slide. Drivers can expect some delays while crews clean up and make some repairs. They hope to be done early next week. And in Boyle County, part of a busy road will be closed on Tuesday. Crews working on the Tolliver Elementary project in Danville will close Maple Avenue between Perryville Road and Lexington Avenue at 7 a.m. It should reopen sometime on Tuesday night.
It'll just give us the opportunity to use the newest and latest technology around security.
Still ahead on WKYT, how a new center under construction in Jessamine County will help children who need a place to go.
I'm Bill Bryant. Two Kentucky Republicans await their turn in the spotlight at the National Convention, and Donald Trump will appear before delegates earlier than expected. The bottom line is on the way.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Both presidential candidates are in the swing state of Ohio. The Republican National Convention is underway right now in Cleveland.
And Hillary Clinton is in Cincinnati speaking to the NAACP. Bill Bryant has the details of her speech in the bottom line.
Good evening. The Republican National Convention is underway in Cleveland, and the Kentucky delegation is waiting to help officially nominate the ticket of billionaire Donald Trump and Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Security is very tight in Cleveland as the convention comes amid a tense time in America and around the world. Today we learned that Trump himself will break with tradition and make an early appearance this evening at the convention when he introduces his wife Melania to the crowd. U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell and Governor Matt Bevin are co-chairs of the Kentucky delegation. McConnell will be speaking tomorrow evening at around 9 o'clock. And Kentucky State Senator Ralph Alvarado, who is Hispanic and a Winchester doctor, will give a speech to the convention Wednesday evening. That also will be around 9 p.m. Also breaking with tradition was Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton, who gave a high visibility speech to the NAACP today, where she touched on race and police relations and called for an end to violence and bloodshed. She says said the madness has to stop. The speech in Cincinnati this morning was unusual because major party candidates generally stay out of the spotlight during the opposing party's convention. One of Kentucky's most quoted political experts says Americans are now about as divided as their government is. Dr. Stephen Voss says we're in a time when few people want to listen to the viewpoints of others.
What we see around the country is people are more likely to live in places with folks like them politically. You know, it used to be you could have Republicans and Democrats all down your street, and that is less common in our communities. Not to mention all the social media and the media sources people use. It's getting easier and easier to filter out things that you don't find agreeable and to be in an echo chamber.
Dr. Voss was a guest on Kentucky Newsmakers over the weekend. Former Governor Paul Patton, who served from 1995 to 2003, will be honored with a 9-foot statue in his hometown of Pikeville. Patton says he's pleased by the honor. The statue will be revealed at a ceremony July 26th. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Construction on a brand new youth center in Jessamine County is officially underway.
Today, the Kentucky United Methodist Homes for Children and Youth broke ground on their new $15 million facility. Now, leaders say the 31,000 square foot center will provide many programs and opportunities for abused and abandoned children. The campus will include offices, a chapel, training center, paddocks, and a learning facility.
To be able to build a new facility that will meet the future need of kids, and for us to reallocate some of the resources so that we can do a new thing and reach out into the community is really what's most exciting about it.
The new center will be on Ash Grove Road in Nicholasville. The entire project is expected to be completed in about a year.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Sun and clouds doing a little dance in our sky this afternoon. Temperature's really not bad at all. We've been dodging some raindrops in there for good measure as well. How about Hamburg Pavilion in the distance? You see some blue and you also see some clouds out there. That's been the theme of the day. Earlier, we had a couple of sprinkles out at the airport. Forget about it. That stuff is just about done. Low 80s now with humidity up there at 58%. Anyone is fair game in the Bluegrass region for a drop or two of rain. But this thunderstorm complex that was kicking it up a notch or two into Indiana decided it wanted to get into Kentucky and have no part of the Bluegrass state. I don't know anyone that's going to complain about that. We've had way too much in the way of rain, too much in the way of storms as well. So this stuff rolling on in and beginning to weaken. We'll watch and see what happens behind that. Still think we can fire up at least one or two scattered showers and some thunderstorms. Over the next several days, we notice a little trend down on Wednesday, then the scattered stuff begins to kick back up. We may ramp that up a notch or two as we get closer to Sunday and Monday. Looks like a big storm system may develop early next week. Storm or two around for the day tomorrow. Let's focus on the next 3 days. Any storm that goes up, stop me, you've heard this one a few times, we'll have some locally heavy downpours. Small storm chance on Wednesday. I think most areas stay dry, normal July temperatures. We go into Thursday, we'll steam it up a little bit, and by the end of the day, a thunderstorm or two may come calling, and that shows up on the 3-day threat track with the possibility, again, for a storm in here for the second half of our Thursday. Hour by hour, let's walk you through the evening. Whatever's out there is very light in the short term. This model earlier was trying to fire up a nice little thunderstorm complex into the overnight. That is not the case right now. We'll see how it goes. Cold front on top of the area tomorrow. 64 and south, scattered thunderstorms will likely be noted, and then some slightly cooler and drier air works in tomorrow night into the first half of Wednesday. For the rest of that Wednesday forecast, mid-80s to maybe some upper 80s out there, 90-plus western Kentucky, and that's the air that is waiting to get in here as we're going to early on Thursday and Friday. But late this week, we'll fire up the storm train coming from northwest to southeast. And it's also a period that any day that features more sun than a storm where you live can see numbers that reach the low 90s. I said last week I thought the end of this week had the best shot of giving us the hottest weather we've had so far this year. That is dependent on thunderstorms or lack thereof.
We've had very few temperatures this summer over 90, if you think about it.
Right, we have not had very many days at all 90-plus in our region. Yeah,
one of those summers.
We'll change it later this week. I think we get at least a day or two.
Okay, thanks.
Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic this afternoon. The crash inbound alumni at Tate's Creek has been cleared. Overall traffic view looks okay. We've got slowdowns, of course. Alumni, Nicholasville Road approaching Southland Drive out in front of the mall. You can see red even inbound right now, Nicholasville Road. As far as drive times go, with the wreck cleared on Alumni, you should be okay. To Versailles, we're dealing with about 11 minutes. From Lexington, Paris, still 19, and Mount Sterling taking about 29 on 64. Now back to you in the studio.
Kentucky makes the non-conference schedule official.
Well, once again, it will be challenging. The teams and dates are all set. And Jacob Tammy hosting his Swings for Soldiers tournament for the 7th time and getting a lot of support from former Wildcats. Stay with us. Sports is next.